There is no one like you. There has never been anyone like you. There shall never be anyone like you. Therefore, know yourself. Be yourself. Authenticity is everything.
I mean, I can emphasize this because I live my life by this, you know? What does it serve you trying to become somebody else and hiding your real, true self just so you can fit in? How do you feel when you get home? How do you feel when you're in the house alone, knowing that you had a good time today, but you wasn't yourself? It's like you saying to yourself, I'm disgusted by who I really am. Instead of being me, the one I don't really like, I want to be somebody else. So you admiring somebody else more than you. If you don't like you, why don't you just accept yourself for who you are and work on making yourself better until the point you start loving yourself. You know, I don't understand when people do everything so they can be seen in a way. Why you don't really have to do anything. You just gotta be. And however they see you, that's their problem because you already are who you are. When you try, you're not being you. When you don't try, that's when you are you. Moving on to the next one.
I think if you're not where you want to be in life, it's impossible to be present. Because sometimes I think it's even worse. Sometimes I think like it's just not where you want to be in life, and then you're in one of those flow states like driving or fucking washing the dishes or folding clothes or watching TV or watching movies, and sure, that flow state takes you away from your thoughts. But like sometimes those thoughts come back and hit even harder because you're like, wow, I just had a great hour and a half. That movie was fucking great. And then like you're saying, those subconscious thoughts just kind of come back and you're like, oh shit. And it's just like that movie didn't matter because the problems are still the same fucking problems. Pretending like nothing's wrong doesn't mean nothing's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like you can sugarcoat it and live in this present moment all you want. Like if you're at dinner with your friends, I mean, you can apply it to anything.
He nailed it. He nailed it. This is what's wrong with society. And he basically summarized the problem that we got going on in this 2024. All the people that are perceived as confident, they're just good at masking what they got going on. And those people, most likely, they can't be in a room by themselves with no electronic, with no access to social media, just them and their thoughts. The real confidence will reveal itself. So a confident person is the person that know himself and know all the battles that's going on in his mind, and he's aware of it, and he still have control over all of them. And in this society, most people are not aware of themselves. They're not observing the interaction that's going on within them, and they just mask it. That's why there's more weed smokers than ever, because you get high and you in that flow state where your problems don't even matter no more. You forget about everything. You exit this present, like you exist the present moment, right? And you just enjoying, feeling good. Everything that's not functional, everything that's not right in your life is not present right now. It's whatever you want to see. That's what you see when you're high. Everybody just get high, drunk, party because they want to escape from something. Back then, partying was not so frequent. Enjoying yourself, entertaining was not so frequent. You can see somebody that just go out one time in 2 months and they can talk about that one day for months. Oh, I remember when I went there, it was like that. But now it's like, as soon as you get out of this party, everything that happened there, it's like, don't matter no more. You're looking for the next thrills, for the next adventure that will get you out of your own mind, that will get you to escape your reality. How long are you gonna keep doing this? Abandoning your life, trying to make yourself better, trying to build your character to something, to a character that's stronger, that can withstand any obstacle in your life. Or just keep chasing the new things so you can escape your own world and delve into the fictional world that these people create on social media. How long are you gonna keep doing that? Because you and I know that it's not getting you nowhere. You and I know it's like a hamster race, a hamster wheel. You and I know that it's not getting you, it's not helping you in no way. It's just giving you a temporary relief, like the snake oil. So in 2024 right now, most young men partake in activities that will get them out of their own minds more than ever. Some people smoke like more than 10 J's a day. They go to parties. They go to movies. They hang out with their friends 24 hours. They never have a alone time. Because alone time is like prison, which it is, because you made it into a prison. You have a lot of unsolved problems in your mind that you don't want to face. And you keep going out. You're lonely. I don't know what loneliness means, because my whole life I've been alone. I had to deal with everything that I had to deal with. I never waited for another day to deal with what I'm supposed to deal with, because the battle that I'm talking about is within me. I can't run away from it. Wherever I go, it's there. The only time you feel peace is when you resolve everything, when you're aware of everything, when you're present and you observe everything and you deal with it the way you're supposed to deal with it. And there's no wrong in it. You only win. There's no losing. There's no draw. It's always win. You don't lose when you deal with your problems, when you aware of yourself, when you get to know yourself and have a relationship with yourself. There's no, it's a competition. It's a war that is guaranteed success once you go through with it. Like he was saying in the video, most people just, they're looking for something that will get them in the flow state. Even when in the dating world, women are seeking that feeling, right? If they feel your vibe today and they're high off of it, they love it. And when that vibe start going down and they don't feel as much, they're looking for the next person that will make them feel that. That's why being a whore is so normal now. And people are so proud of it, like, I'm not loved over here, I'm going here. And then you go there and the story ends the same. And you go to the next one. The cycle continues, because it's never stable. The feeling is never, you're supposed to work towards it. It's supposed to solve problems. That's what all that is. Feelings is problem. The reason you smoke every day to get rid of your problems is because you feel like something is wrong. Instead of looking into yourself and fix it, you go and smoke. When you get off that highness, you want to do something else, or you want to get high again. You want to go to parties, you want to hang out with your friends, just so you don't come back down to your normal state where you really belong, where all the work is set for you to fix, and you don't want to fix it. You want to get out of there. You want to get out of there. You don't want to see the work. So that's the problem with our society. Women are saying men ain't shit. In reality, women don't know how to deal with problems. Like I just said, when things are not going good, when you don't feel right, it means that it's something that you need to fix. It's always not the other person. Yeah, sometimes it might be the other person, but most of the time it's you. You gotta look into yourself first. What do I need to change before you start pointing fingers at others? This goes vice versa, men and women. But nowadays it's really women, because women are, the way they're raised is to show them that they're the prize, is everything they do is right. Somebody got to take care of them. But in reality, since the dawn of time, that women are raised to be a wife. And the wife is the person that caters to the other person's need more. But in 2024, you can't even say that, because like, why do I have to cater to my partner's need more than they got to cater to my needs? But we're in a different world as men and women, the way I cater to your needs is different than you catering to my needs. I might go out there and bust my ass and do everything I need to do to take care of you, make you feel protected, and give our family some standard, all that. Why you just cater to me in a nurturing way, saying good words that I don't hear in my daily life, do little things like that. But now it's like, even getting that is a problem. You don't hear sweet words from your partners other than sexual. You don't always have to be sexually, saying sweet words are sexual. You can say uplifting words like, I'm proud of you, like, without you, I don't know what to do, like, whatever, shit like that. But another thing is, we need to build a community that's authentic, that know who they are, that have the strength and the mental resilience to deal with their problems and solve it, and not run away from it, because that's how people that crash out are born. because they've been avoiding their problem for a long time. When everything hit in one day, it's like there's no stopping. They're gonna have to crash out. They're gonna have to do something they can regret. You know, that's why mass school shootings are happening. Back then, kids don't do this. Kids don't go and crash out and do such thing, because kids are loving, caring, because the kids, like, everybody telling them, you're the future, like, you're the future, you're gonna be great one day, you're gonna do this one day, I'm proud of you. But kids don't even hear that no more, because everybody's selfish. Parents are selfish, teachers are selfish, school system are selfish. Everybody's selfish because they have to be selfish, because their life is not in order. They're all abandoning whatever is main in them. They don't fix their problems. Everybody feel off. Everybody's seeking something to make them feel better, whether it's a man or a woman, drugs, alcohol, parties. That's what this world is seeking for. Whenever there's a new festival, everybody's ready to go. That's why you will see hundreds of thousands in an arena going to watch a basketball game, an NFL game, a concert, because it's not because they love the person so much, it's because they want to escape their lives. So everybody's looking for something that will get them out of their own misery. So how can kids be loved? How can women be loved the right way? And the people that have the real love to give, that actually did the work on themselves, why would they waste the love on somebody that don't even care about that don't even see what they're doing? Because if they do that, why are you controlling me? Why are you trying to change me? In reality, they're not trying to change you. They already fixed themselves, so they see there's a certain part of you that you need to fix. And if they let you know it's a problem, you want to change me, I don't like the way you talk to me. So how can it work if it's more people that's unaware of themselves, that don't fix their problems, and less people that already know themselves, that know how to deal with life, that understand life? You know, sometimes they say ignorance is bliss, but in reality, ignorance is not bliss. You know, it's like a well, it's like a bigger hole that you can't get out of. But of course, it takes a lot of work to get out of it, and it also takes a lot of work to stay out of it. So you pick your battles. Either choose to live life blinded, or have sight and still go through obstacles and solve them. I know for me, I'd rather see my problems and face them. I don't want to be blind looking for whatever obstacle in front of me. I can knock down the wrong thing. So let's move on to the next one.
Just honestly, just lock in, man. I think the biggest thing nowadays, everybody has social media and stuff, and like sometimes you just got to put the phone down. Sometimes you got to figure out who you are. And I see people all the time, you're like, how do you figure out what you want to do? And like, I got big dreams to be rich and famous, or just rich, but I just don't know what to do. I got so many things I want to do. A lot of people don't like remove themselves from the crowd, or like you never put down the weed, or you never put down the alcohol, or you got to really remove yourself from all this stuff, and like maybe put down your phone for once, just think, and like just sit back. And sometimes it might make you cry. You might be to go into some deep depression shit, but it'll trigger that thing in your brain to think and to figure out what you really want to do.
This is coming from somebody that makes his living off social media. And in one of the examples he gave, sometimes you gotta put your phone down. And I don't even want to touch on that part, because what I'm gonna talk about right now will naturally make you put your phone down. It's like, I'm the type of person that believe you don't need to make yourself disciplined. You don't need to. Yes, you can. The only thing you need to is to find something inside of you that you know God created you for. Whether it's like you know it 100% or you just have a feeling, it's just know, like, I want to be a motivational speaker. I want to be an NBA player. I want to do that. I want to do this. And dwell with all those things that you really want to do, that you want to do, and ask yourself questions. Did God bring me on this world to do either of these things? And if any, which one? And ask yourself this. Through time, you will understand. One of them will just pop out of nowhere. Like, you will know, this is what I'm created for. I would do this even if I'm not getting paid. This is my purpose. This is my life. And you tie that to God's purpose. It's like God gave you an assignment that you must do. Once you get to that point where It's not like I want to be a motivational speaker to be a multi-millionaire or to have this type of business that will make this much money. No, once you get to the point where you know it's not about money, I'm just doing this because I feel like I owe this to God. God told me to do this. I have to do it. If I don't do it, then I failed in life. Yeah, you can still be a business person. You can do your business on the side, but this one thing that I'm talking about, this is my purpose. I must do this. Even when I know right now I'm not the best at it. I'm not good at it. I don't know anything about this, but this is what I'm going to do. Even if my life is tied to it. Even if somebody tell me if I make my next video, they're going to kill me. I'm still going to do this because God told me. Because I believe in my soul. This is what God created me for. Everything you was going to work for, the discipline, the mental strength, the resilience, all of that, it's like a surge that's going to come into you that can never be destroyed. It's like every single day now, you want to do what you say you was going to do. Because it's not for money, it's not for you, it's not for pride, it's not for anything to gain. It's because this is my purpose in life. This is what God told me to do. If I don't do this, then what am I going to do here? I could die tomorrow because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. You know, you start telling yourself things like, maybe I'll have a long life because if I'm accomplishing this, maybe it might take me 50 years. And I know 50 years is a long time, but at least it's guaranteed because the job that I'm doing right now, God gave me this as a purpose. So I'm doing this and it's going to take me 50 years. I'm going to do it. I'm never quitting. Because why would God give me an assignment and take my life away before I accomplish it? And I know I believe in my soul I'm accomplished and I'm dedicated to this. And I'm not saying this is true, but this is another way to look at it. It's like you know this is you. For example, I'm making these videos. I might not be the best articulated person. I might not be the person that can give the best analogies, you know, but I know what I want to do and nobody can tell me anything. I'm going to do this whenever I feel inspired to do. And that's why I'm sitting here and doing this video. And it's like I learned a lot without even people teaching me because everything I see is revolved around what I'm doing right now. I'll give you an example. I posted a video on YouTube. This one, somebody told me that I know what you're on. You're on that high. You on that gas or something like that, jet fuel or something like that. You know, usually that will hurt other people's feelings, you know. I'm like, first of all, I didn't even text this back. I said it to myself. First of all, you don't even listen because if you listen to what I say, listening to understand, then you will understand. Even if I didn't make my point clear, you will understand what I'm trying to say. Then you just be like, oh, I get it. But second of all, it's either I take this burden that he's sending me, all this hate, and be like, damn, maybe what if he's telling the truth? Like, what if I'm not really doing a good job? Like, what if I'm mistaken as this my purpose? Like, I'm making a fool of myself online. It's either I take that and dwell on it, which is going to make me feel low and live with that, or I'm going to throw it back at him. And now he has to think about it. He's going to get what I was supposed to get. He's going to feel what he was trying to make me feel. So what I did is, I understand you have your opinion. So you can join me on my podcast and we can talk about it. Now, all the feeling that I was supposed to feel, I'm good because I'm expecting him to DM me so he can talk about it on my podcast. And guess what? He didn't. Whether he's a real person or a bot, I found a way to get that negative feeling off of me that he was trying to project upon me, that he wanted me to second guess myself. And I'm not going to do it. So this is just an example how you can always relax and use things that can get you, that can keep you at your vibe, that will never get you low and high. Right now, it's easy to get me low, right? If I take whatever you send my way, then I'm going to be low because you want me to feel low. I'm going to feel low. But what if I take what you sent me and look at it? Okay, I feel like this. How can I return that feeling back without being disrespectful or anything? Okay, I said what I said and I still stand on it. And since you have an opinion, join me on my podcast. Let's talk about it. If you answer, then we both go and talk about it on the podcast. I'm going to say what I said. You're going to say what you said. If I make sense, then I make sense. If you don't make sense, then you made a fool of yourself. But if you manage to make sense and I don't make sense, then I made a fool of myself. You don't have to send me no negative vibe. I just own myself. I just own my mistakes. But I know I'm not gonna fail because I know what I said, and I have a point on everything I say. Maybe I don't deliver it the way people would understand, but he didn't answer, because for you to feel like everybody's on jet fuel just like you, it means that that's your life. That's what you're around. That's what you see. And I understand I might not be the typical person that make video on YouTube that talk about, that talk in a certain way, to have a certain cadence to his words. I move according to my own beats. If you want to understand me, then you're gonna try to understand me. Just like if I'm talking to a different person, they're not me. We don't have the same mindset, so I have to try to understand you, because for once, I'm putting myself, or I'm trying to understand that perspective that I didn't know before, because this is a new person. His mind is wired differently, so I have to shift my mindset, try to understand him. This is why I always say, if you don't try to understand other people, then you're not talking to a different person. You're talking to yourself. Because if you agree with everything, what's the purpose? Two different minds most likely don't agree on the same things, on everything. Yeah, you can agree on a few things, or maybe the end result might be the same, like a math problem, right? 2 + 2 might be 4, but there's multiple ways to get to 4. I may just add 2 + 2 is 4. You might just be like 3 + 1 is 4, but the answer is 4. But we all have a different way to get to that answer. So that's why you always gotta try to understand other people. If somebody gives you an answer, even if it's obvious, I want to know, how did you get the answer? I'm that type of person. So moving on to the next one.
I'm scared of new relationships because I'd rather not have them than lose them.
Hold on, stay on. Nah, that's that
You're
shield.
getting too close.
Yeah,
Because I might start trusting you, and I don't really want to do that.
I've been hurt.
Yeah, so now I'm about to make you pay a bill that you didn't charge, because I'm about to make you stay at a distance because somebody else hurt me up close.
Clearly, that's me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I may seem aloof, distant, avoidant, but in reality, I just haven't found nobody to match my energy, to understand me. People always have a perspective of you. Even when you are around each other, they still won't go off of what you give them, what you deliver, what you display to them. They go off of the perspective they have of you. And I believe majority of people will believe this, right? Let's assume you meet a new friend. By the time you guys was getting to know each other, you didn't know them well, so you have a perspective of them. You always move off of that perspective. When they'll do something outside of that perspective, it's like you question yourself, like, what is that? Like, he's showing you his true self. Why don't you move off of that and abandon that perspective and take what he's giving you? That's the problem I have with a lot of people. When you being yourself all the time, people, oh, you're not moving by this script. You don't speak like every person your color. You don't listen to the same type of music. You don't act like that. You must be weird. Run away from you. And sometimes I purposefully make it worse because I want to know, are you really here to meet a new person, or you're here to meet the same people you've been meeting the whole time? Because I'm not one of them. I'm my own person. In this world, it's easy to meet 10 people, and all those 10 people move by the same script. So those 10 people is equal to one person because they all move the same, act the same, talk the same, eat the same. I'm different. So people can't accept it. Nobody wants something different, weird. I see life different. I test people's boundaries because I want to know why you're here. I know I have a good intention for you. Do you? People are familiar with everybody just saying the right things. I don't say the right things. I say what I'm supposed to say. I say what Lamin's supposed to say. Not what society say, or when you're dating somebody, this is what you gotta say. You gotta ask them that. I don't do that. Even if this question sounds silly, I must ask because that's what I really want to know. I don't take a small answer for an answer. I want to know why you said that, because I want to know the person within. I don't want to know what you project out. I want to know the real you. And sometimes it's like you're removing a veil from somebody and they hate it. They feel embarrassed. They feel naked. They want to run away from you. So that's what I go through. And I feel like that's the benefit of being alone, not knowing what other people got going on, only knowing what you got going on. So what's normal to you, it's absurd to other people. It's like non-existent to other people. And I love it. Because if I'm willing to spend my life with anybody, I got to spend my life with somebody that's their own person, that have their own minds. So when we are talking something, we are talking it from two different perspectives. So me and my partner, we are a team. To the world, like the world think the same, act the same, talk the same. So if me and my partner is dealing with one problem, I'm tackling it from this angle, she's tackling it from this angle. So it's two people against one. I don't care if you have 100 person on the other side. If they all think the same, act the same, do everything the same, that's one. So we always out compete. So that's just one side of it. But the truth is, yeah, people like me, like being alone, like you always authentic, you know, like you tell the truth even when you don't favor you. It's like people run away from you. And when you love hard. And people want to make you feel vulnerable, look vulnerable, and which is not a problem. But when they try to make it, then it's a problem. You know, you don't mind to be vulnerable because the situation is demanding it. But when the person's trying to expose you to make you look a certain way so they can have a point, so they can have something to say just because they can't believe who you are, like you true to yourself, and you can see they have a mask on, and you're trying to remove the mask, they don't like it. Because they don't think they're interesting enough without the mask. But you know yourself, so you can easily tell what's going on with the other person because you know yourself. You've been there before. You have to remove your own mask. So when you see somebody with it, you know it. It's like you've been depressed before and you healed yourself without even going to therapy. And when you see somebody depressed, even when they try to hide it, you can tell because you healed yourself. So that's how it is. So move on to the next one.
Guy told me one time, don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat around the corner.
Let's assume you're doing something wrong, something easy, something very easy for you to make money. It's easy to be attached because one time it's really forcing you, one time it's getting hard. And those funnels don't yield the easy money no more. What are you going to rely on? Life is best, especially when you're young, to put your mind into skills. Because it's inevitable in life where skills is necessary. It's not just about using your body to make money, you know, using your strength to make money, working for people for money. There will be a time where your skills are needed. And if you haven't worked on your skills, even if you have skills, you can't use them. So I'd rather use my skills knowing that I have a war that I'm going to be in pretty soon. And these skills are necessary. So I'm willing to take a pay cut now so I can spend more time sharpening my skills. So when I'm in the field, I'm ready. It's not just because there's easy money right here, but that easy money comes with taking my time, taking my mind away from the war that I know is coming. Comfortable, easy money, taking advantage of other people. When I'm at war, I don't have that hunger of winning. I don't have that confidence of standing in front of the other Campbell soldier, because I know I haven't been working on myself. I haven't been ready. That's the reason I decided to do what I did. That will make me less money, knowing that I can make more money on the other side, because I know I have a war coming. So I'm getting ready for that, and that's for you. Moving on to the next one.
Life is easier if you don't need anybody. And it can be a lot easier if you want nothing more than what's in the back of the car. But that can be a solitary life. And a lot of times being solitary can be confused with being lonely.
Clarity, that's me. I can do months without seeing my people. If I say my people, it's like the people I spend the most time with. And it don't affect me. I'll be alone all the time. It don't affect me. I don't feel bored because I work with myself. I have a relationship with myself. I can make myself laugh. I can enjoy my free time. I can learn new skills. Sometimes I can't even sleep because I'm really interested in whatever I'm working on. Like I have if you can look at my rooms, I have a lot of notes. It's like I have a whole wall covered with notes. I'll make another video going with each note and giving the backstory with it, even though that's going to be a long video, but I can do it one by one. My room is full of notes, so every time I sit down, I have a new idea or a new inspiration. I just write it down, and whenever I'm low, I feel low, I read that thing and it'll bring me back to my real self, so I don't lose myself. So loneliness don't exist. Sometimes you would want to mingle and be around other people, but I noticed that the more I'm around other people, the less authentic I have to be, and I don't like to do that, and other people be offended by the way I carry myself, and I believe the way people treat you that's how they treat themselves. The relationship you have with yourself is the type of relationship you project on other people. So if somebody is hating on you a lot, that means they hate themselves inside. If somebody loves too much, that means they love themselves too much. If somebody talk aggressive, that means they talk to themselves aggressively. And I fall in that category. I talk to myself aggressively because that's the best way for me to just, I tell myself, like, people say it's hard on yourself, but I believe that's how I respond better when I'm being aggressive, because I rather put all the anger I have towards myself and I respond with anger better. I produce more when I'm angry. That's just me. So you just gotta find yourself and know how you would like to talk to yourself to get the best response. That's just me. Everybody have their own way to do things. So if I come across aggressive, it's not about you. It's about me. That's how I talk to myself.
The world ain't supposed to be like this. This is all wrong. We fight, and we're fighting for the wrong things. Everybody measures success in having a car, having a big house. But success is measured in your happiness. Because if you ain't happy, it don't mean a damn thing.
I want to replace happiness with fulfillment. I believe happiness is for the hereafter, when God rewards you with heaven. In Islam, we call it Jannah. I believe that's where the happiness is. But God can give you fulfillment and peace of mind. And I believe peace of mind is the currency of this world. And you only get peace of mind when you know yourself and you deal with all your problems. And you don't allow your feelings to stack up. You don't allow your feelings to be distorted for a long time. And now you don't know what's the problem. You have too many problems to deal with. Like I said earlier in the video, a lot of young men smoke, drink, party all the time, seeking thrills because they have a lot of unresolved problems in them that they didn't solve. So they always want to be high and mind that's altered with, so they don't feel reality. They want to stay in flow state all day so they can escape that. But when you fix that, beneath that, it lies a being that's really you, that can help you do anything, that can console you when you're down. You don't need no friends, because that's your real friends. That's your real friend. You need advice, that's your real advisor. You need protection, that's your real protector. Because you are as strong as you tell yourself you are. You are as rich as you tell yourself you are. You are as smart you tell yourself you are. Whatever you tell yourself, that's what you are. So how can you tell yourself something if you don't even know whatever is in you have the ability to do that? Because you have a lot of things that's clouding that's creating a distance between you and whatever is here to help you, whatever God put in you to help you. So that's the problem with our society. Everybody is high, everybody is drinking, everybody is seeking parties, watching new movies, too many ads, because they know people is looking for something that will get them out of their own natural state. They wanna get out of their life because their life is not good. There's too many unsolved problems. Women don't know how to cater with their mans because they're not taught how to deal with problems. They're always seeking things that will make them always feel good, because the more you feel good, the less you experience all these negative things that's not going good with your life. You only see the good. You want to stay in there, and it's impossible to stay there. So you have to build the groundwork. You have to do the groundwork and make sure all your feelings is fixed. Whatever you do wrong in your life, you adjust everything. So when you don't feel as good, you come back down. You have a good relationship with yourself. You can tell yourself, I'm worthy, I'm good. And you can spend time on your own. You don't need nobody to make you feel some type of way. You don't need no drugs to make you feel good. You're already good because you fixed everything. There's nothing there. You're just waiting for the next thing to come to tackle. Let's do one more.
I have no advice to give anybody. I think advice is a bad policy. Accepting advice is also a bad policy. You can listen to wisdom, you can share wisdom, but I wouldn't give advice to anybody, a young person, except that they listen to what they feel they want to do. Advice often can limit someone. If I advise somebody, I'm advising them according to what I know, according to my limitations, and that imposes limitations on them. I wouldn't do it.
Finally, somebody that think like I do. Advice is bad. Mentorship is bad because it limits you from reaching a different level. Yeah, this person achieved a lot. If you live your life just according to what this person says, you can only become a mini version of them, or another version of them, or a greater version of them. You can never be a greater version of yourself. That's why I don't care if you're out to help me. Don't help me. If I'm really choosing to be great and I decide to live life the way it was meant to be, God will always reveal my flaws, whether in the easy way or in the hard way. I have to learn either way if I want to move on next. And the best thing is me going through and learning myself. Then I know the in and out of all the problems that I went through. What happened? How could I have prevented it? Now I can teach my kids. I can tell my kids. And not to say for them to be my mentors, but at least I can give them some wisdom, prepare their minds to be ready for the life they want to live. So I really believe advice is bad, mentorship is bad. Yeah, you can give your perspective on something and allow them to go find their own perspective on the same thing. That's why you should question everything you see, because there's no one answer there's not one answer fits all. There's no one ultimate answer that's the real answer for everything. There's always more answers, different answers. Like I gave an analogy about the math problem. 2 + 2 is 4, but 3 + 1 is also 4. 8 - 4 is also 4. So the final answer might be the same, but there's a different way of getting there. So mentorship, to me, it's not needed. Just experience your life and still push for what you want. The problem with people is they don't know what they want. So they want the mentor to tell them what to chase, what to look for. That's different. That's your problem. You don't want, God already gave you an assignment. You don't want to look for it. You don't want to fight for it. So you'd rather a human or a successful human tell you what to chase, and you chase that. And of course, they're going to help you there, because in the meantime, they're making money from you. They're getting a good reputation from you. And if you make it, you're always going to give the praise to them, because that's what you're supposed to do to God. Yeah, well, God is something that you can't see. You don't know. You only know when you walk the path, and He reveals itself slowly. So it shows how dedicated you are. But a mentor can easily tell you, do trading, I'll help you out. Yeah, you would do trading, he will help you out. But you're working in the known, and you give all the praise to that person. Every quote you give, oh, my mentor, this name told me this. You don't have a life. Your life is based upon your mentor, knowledge and everything. I don't deal with that. You can respect people, what they got. They can tell you something, it's cool, but I'm still gonna have to use my mind to find something. There's not one way to be great, multiple ways. But when you're great, you'll be recognized for great. But the way you got to greatness could be different from the other person. But you guys can all be at the same level. You don't have to follow the same step. What if you don't match your life? And if you abandon your life, you're just going to be the other version of them. And what that means to you as a man? You're rich, successful, but you don't have a life. The life you're living is given to you by your mentor, not God. So I'd rather walk my path, make all the mistakes that everybody is obviously seeing. It's obvious for you. I still don't care. I'm gonna go through that same mistake. You can call it stubborn or whatever, but that's the best. Because if you're choosing to learn life, to understand you, you must go. You must follow the guidance that you're giving yourself. God is inspiring you with, even if it's wrong. At the end, it's not wrong. You were supposed to learn something in the midst of that. So I respect this guy a lot, because I don't hear a lot of people say that, because people are scared to say that, because all these mentors are great people, rich, influential, so you don't want to say anything wrong. But I believe advice are bad, mentorship is bad. Yeah, if you're a little kid, of course you need to be under your father's leadership and all that. But as a grown man, you should allow God to guide you. But for you to even get there, you have to fix yourself, solve all your problems, all your unhealed trauma. Understand that God is always with you. Everything you go through is actually reprogramming your mind to the man that you were supposed to be. That's it. It's not about what's outside, it's about what's in your mind. So the problems is only making you realize something or change something or adjust something until you get to the perfect tune that God wants you to be. Then you see your purpose. Signing out.